Hello class, welcome back. Last class we discussed about introduction of autotrophic nutrition. So what are autotrophic? Autotrophic means organisms which makes the food by themselves with the help of photosynthesis. These are called autotrophic nutrition. So we are going to discuss about the two parts of autotrophic nutrition, that is photoautotrophic nutrition and chemosynthetic nutrition. So here photo means in the presence of sunlight, and chemosynthetic means in the presence of chemicals. So let's see. In photoautotrophic nutrition, sunlight is essential for the synthesis of food in the presence of photosynthetic pigment, chlorophyll. So this type of nutrition occurs during the day. Green plants and cyanobacteria are some examples of this type. 6CO2 plus 6H2O, chlorophyll and sunlight gives C6H12O6 plus 6O2. So this is the chemical formula of photosynthetic or photoautotrophic nutrition. So sunlight is the main functions or main things which is required by the plants to make their own food, and it occurs only in the day. Why? Because the sunlight does not occurs in the night, so it occurs only in the day, and this chemical process or photosynthetic process occurs only in the day. So this is the photoautotrophic nutrition, and we are going to discuss about the chemosynthetic nutrition. In chemosynthetic nutrition, organisms manufacture their food by utilizing energy released as a result of oxidation of organic materials. It continues throughout the day and night. Some examples of these types are non-green bacteria. Some examples of these are non-green bacteria. Nitrosomonas, which is a nitrifying bacteria involved in the nitrogen cycle, and sulfur bacteria. So this type or this chemosynthetic nutrition occurs in the inorganic substances which is released, like sulfur or nitrogens. These things occurs, or during these things, with the help of nitrogens or with the help of sulfur, this organisms occurs. Alright, so it occurs in the non-green bacteria, not in the cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria means blue-green algae, and these are not non-green algae. Alright, so during this process it does not require sunlight. It means it can be done during day as well as during the night. So this process or this nutrition occurs in both day and night. Now let's talk about a heterotrophic nutrition. Hetero means many. Alright, many. So these nutritions can be done in a different ways, either by consuming green plants, or by eating dead organisms, or by parasites. Okay, so this is meant by the heterotrophic nutrition. So let's see. The word hetero means others, and trophy means nutrition. Thus heterotrophic means nutrition obtained from other. Heterotrophic organisms, non-green plants and animals, are not able to synthesize their own food, and hence depend on the organic sources for food. They obtain food prepared by the plants, and hence are called consumers. Those organisms which synthesize their own food from inorganic substances like carbon dioxide and water, and depend on other organisms for the food, are called heterotrophs. All animals, including man, are heterotrophs. The non-green plants like yeast are also heterotrophs. Most bacteria and fungi have heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Usually Heterotrophs depend on autotrophs and other heterotrophs for their nutrition. So let's see. Hetero means other and trophy means nutrition. So other nutrition, it depends on other to have their own food or their own nutrition. So men are or animals are called consumers. These are called consumers which eat green plants, right? Because they cannot make their own food, because of that they take other food or they consume others, because so that is called heterotrophs. Now let's see, including animals, plants, human beings. Plants like yeast, which is a non-green plant, all eat other organisms. So these other organisms, eating other organisms, like animal eat other animals, like tiger eat deers. So these are the things, or like human being eat chicken or anything that is related to animals, right? So this is because they cannot make their own food, and that is why they consume they eat other animals. So that is about the introduction of heterotrophs. Now let's see the types of heterotrophic nutrition. A heterotrophic organisms can obtain its food from other organisms by different ways. The heterotrophic mode of nutrition is of three types, that is saprophytic nutrition, number 1, number 2 halozoic nutrition, number 3 parasitic nutrition. So let's see, in types of heterotrophic nutrition, some eat dead decaying plants, right? Some eat other animals, or some eat among themselves. So that has a different types of nutrition that we call as a heterotrophic nutrition. So first thing is saprophytic nutrition. So you have heard the mushroom, right? Mushroom. So this mushroom can be included under the saprophytic nutrition. Sappho means death or obtaining from other organisms. Okay, so saprophytic organisms absorb their organic nutrition from dead and decaying animals or organisms. Such organisms secrete certain enzymes which hydrolyze complex molecules of that organism. Such type of nutrition in animal is called saprozoic. In plants it is called saprophytic, for example in bacteria and fungi. The activities of saprophytes provide an important link in the nutrient cycle by making possible the return of vital chemical elements from the dead cell of organisms to the living one. So as saprophytic nutrition, the main example is like bacteria or fungi. So fungus, mushroom we call it as fungus. So when these dead decaying organisms are placed in some jungles or in some forest, okay, in there you'll find mushrooms occurring in that place. Why? Because these mushrooms take the enzymes or take the chemicals or organisms from the dead decaying plants, and with that they make their own food. With that they take their food, and when these organisms or when this mushroom fully grown, again this is eaten by some other animals or like human beings eat. So there is no loss of energy in the environment, right? The dead decaying organisms are eaten by the fungus, then these fungus are eaten by us or animals. So this way there is no loss of energy in the environment. Now let's talk about holozoic nutrition. Holos means entire and zoid means animals. So eating up of entire animals is called holozoic nutrition. Holozoic nutrition means feeding on solid food. This solid food may be a plant product or an animal product. The food may be whole plant and a whole animal, or the parts, or both. In this mode of nutrition, an organism takes in a complex organic food material into its body by the process of ingestion. The ingested food is digested and then absorbed in the body cells. The undigested food and unabsorbed food is thrown out of the body by the process of egestion. Man, frog, lizard, cat, bird, dog, cattle, and amoeba are few examples of those that live on holozoic nutrition. So, example of holozoic nutrition are man, animals, dog, cat. That they take other animals, or they eat other plants, or they eat other animals. So this can be included under the holozoic nutrition. Holo means all, like whole body, right? And zoic means nutrition. So taking up of solid food, or taking up of the whole food or its body part, or both can be termed into the holozoic nutrition. So now let's say an example of human beings or tiger. We eat everything. We eat animals and plants. So during that we do not throw away. We ingest our food, then some undigested foods are thrown out, right? Excrete out from our body. Excretion or egestion we call it. So by the process of digestion, egestion and ingestion, we take the food and we assimilate the energy, assimilates in our body. Okay, so that is the process of the holozoic nutrition. Now let's talk about parasitic nutrition. When an organism, plant, and animal lives in or on the other organisms from which it obtains its synthesized nutrition, it's called a parasitic, and mode of nutrition is called parasitic mode of nutrition. The organisms from which a parasitic obtains food is called the host. Plant parasite sucks food from the host with the help of specialized absorbing organs called haustoria. Animal parasite also obtain prepare food from the host by absorption through general body surface. Example: parasitic protozoans, entamoeba, giardia, etc., or suck blood through the mouth. Example: leech, mosquito, lice, etc. So here the parasitic nutrition means they take the food from the host body or host organisms. Okay, they take the food from other living organisms. They come directly and they suck our blood, or they come and stay in the plants. You have seen the plants, right? So in that plants you see that small black dots on the leaves or on the branches of the plant. That are the parasites that lives on the plant and eat their nutrition or eat their food. Okay, so these parasites are nothing but living things that depends on other organisms, other hosts, which they stays on the body. You take an example of mosquito or leech. Say take an example of leech. When you go to the river or in the water area, some leech comes and it stays in your leg, right? When you go and see, you see that the leech stays on your leg. they suck our blood, they suck your blood. So that is a mode of their nutrition. They take the blood from our body and they live. So, or they take the blood from other organisms like buffalo, okay, water buffalo. So this is about a parasitic nutrition. So next class we will discuss about the total root parasites and total stem parasites. So please write your notes on your photocopy and we'll see you in the next class. Thank you.